Green is one tempo of the electromagnetic spectrum. The visible spectrum is biased towards human sensation, as radio and gamma waves evade vision and consequently, understanding. Light is information. To enlighten, to perceive. This limited perspective extends to linguistics. The etymology of the word advertisement is the Latin words ad and versus, to turn toward, to direct, to make aware. This implies something we turn away from, something we are not aware of. For as much as words denote meaning, they evade static definitions. Negation both makes definition fluid and apparent. I am myself because I am not a tree, I am not the mirror, I am not the advertisement. There is distance between us. In truth, we are a multitude of sensations and memories. Lacan proposed that when we look in the mirror, we misrecognize ourselves as complete subjects. In the act of misrecognition, the desire to be a cohesive subject is a surplus development. A perception of cohesion that does not come from within, and thus desire is projected onto the world around us. However, desire as an immaterial projection can never attach to objects or other lacking bodies. This distance from desire and from the mirror implies space. Baudrillard theorized that we live in hyperreality, where we can no longer distinguish between simulation and reality. Hyperreality can be understood as an abbreviation of reality, parallel yet abstracted. These alternate realities, these hyperrealities, are spaces that our desire projects upon. Ad is an abbreviation of advertisement. Ad means to go, to desire, going, moving, towards the next reality. Green objects absorb every electromagnetic wavelength except green. That range of light is repelled back into space. The speed of this reflection is unknown. With a laser, timer, and sensor at one end of a vacuum and a mirror at the other, we can measure the round-trip speed of light. It is our assumption that the speed of light is equal both ways. We have faith in this one-way speed of light when we develop and program electronics, nuclear reactors, even spaceships. An electromagnetic wavelength has two parts: electrically charged particles that oscillate a current, which then generates a magnetic field. These waves run in parallel and influence one another. They are linked. We conceive of light as electric, but what is the magnetic element? It is surplus development. To move, to attract, to compel. When the laser shines, it carries faith. When sunlight shines on advertisements, it broadcasts desire. We take in some to misrecognize, but the rest is distributed to the stars. Ad astra means to the stars. Ad space means property, ownership, extraction. To space, to the cosmos, to celestial bodies, to go until they are absorbed by black holes. Black holes are wells of immense gravity. They are chambers, vacuums, endless voids that electromagnetic waves cannot escape. At the event horizon, before light, information, is subjected to the unknown, it travels infinitely, nowhere, forever. But this is space, in a vacuum. In our daily perception, desire and faith are not held in a vacuum. Movement, attraction, and compulsion are warm disturbances in cold space. For example, a movement of music is understood through the memory of the previous note and anticipation of the preceding note. If a note is extracted from an instance in time, put into a vacuum, it is incomprehensible, pure noise. We understand our desire through where it has been and where it is going. Ads are a siren song for a shinier car, happier relationships, sexier body, perfect skinny models, and possibly infinitely thin. The surface of a 3D model has no depth. It is infinitely thin. Beneath the surface mesh, there is an endless void. It is possible to escape. They are not endless, but without end. No edge, no vertex, no end. Ad infinitum means to infinity. To what cannot be counted, to endlessness. We will approach, but never arrive. Nowhere forever. We must hold advertisements accountable. Perfect, sexy, alternative realities must be reached. Here's a hypothetical. You die every time you blink. When you open your eyes again, you're reincarnated as your previous self. Consciousness is consistency. We kill with every blink and practice quotidian violence when we edit our perception. We choose what to see, editing a consistent consciousness. We have the power then to teleport. As models, trees are dead. In video games, board games, in the media, green spaces, they are decorations, obstacles, and resources. At best, they're flat. We only understand the surface of the tree, not the air we share, nor the soil we eat. We grow from the same roots. We are tethered. We are clipped together. Clipping means entering a 3D model and understanding the boundary of its appearance. The hitbox of green spaces is staggered. Green space means a collision field, a field that anticipates opposition, resistance, movement. We must not affirm hitboxes. We must go, must clip, must breach into green spaces. Beneath the surface is void. In the vacuum of space, you cannot breathe. But we are tethered to trees. We share the same air. We can close the distance. We can still survive. We must branch into, we must branch out. We must seek possibilities and redundancies, ahistorical materialities, ecological ontologies. We must pick up and drop these ideas like tools. We must exhaust all options. Ad nauseam means to nausea, to endlessly go on, to go without end. The path of our movement has a past and a future. It is a wave that ripples throughout time. It is a melody. Clipping means sampling, collecting, clipping musical notes. But just a second of sound can invoke copyright. Is there any opportunity to take minuscule clips of history and remix them into narratives, into different dances, to breach green space? Can we clip petty materials? Can we perform online shoplifting? Clipping means pruning, refining, gardening. We must collect clippings to replant. We will create a constellation of realities, multiversal community gardens. We will grow the clippings and go with our branches.